I stopped in front of the massive gate leading to the tower. A strange feeling took over me, made me hold my breath and cautiously look around. I need to be strong. The door creaked. A sharp rattling sound echoed in the hall. A call from beyond the grave emanated from the darkness. I hesitated for a moment, then went inside. Climbing the stairs, I held my hand on the banister. It was rough and obviously old. How many centuries has this building witnessed, and how many more in the future? Looking outside the window, I could see the trees turning into tiny green dots. Huh? I flinched and turned around. My foot slipped and I almost fell, but I managed to hold on to something just in time. Who's there? Someone whispered into my ear, but no one was there. I heard hasty footsteps coming from above, and my baby's coming. I peeked from behind the railing. The one above was running towards the roof of the tower, and for a brief moment looked down the stairs. Then he hastily disappeared, having noticed me. I had to take the next turn to get to the trial and the life-altering verdict, but I decided to go higher instead. The stairs lead to some sort of gate-like doors. The saucer-painted patterns glowed a little, and I could feel their complex energy hiding great power. They looked like runes. 2 giant archangels guarded the doors. Huh? I took a step back, trying to avoid being seen, but one of the guards noticed me. He thumped the scepter he was holding on the floor and took a few steps forward. You cannot be here unclaimed. Leave obediently. I immediately disappeared around the corner and hurried downstairs. But while turning, I noticed someone's silhouette rushing down the stairs too. I hopped over several steps and leaned over the railing to see him. The stranger saw me and stopped. Oh, I'm so sorry. Huh? He stood still for a while, then jerked sharply, hearing a noise above, and ran towards me. I recoiled, but he grabbed my arm, inflicting pain. What's he doing? Stay calm. I cautiously looked at his hand squeezing mine, but didn't answer and made no attempt to break free. Who are you? My name is Bond. He uneasily looked around the staircase, reached into his pocket, and began frankly to search for something. Finally, he pulled out a mirror with a golden frame. The frame was cracked, oxidized, and looked like an antique item. He placed the mirror into the palm of my hand and closed my fingers. Hold this. What's this? Why are you giving me this? Bond continued to look at the stairs, listening to every rustle. Take the mirror. You'll understand everything later. Just take it, please. The door slammed and heavy steps came up the stairs. Your energy. I think I can trust you. But Bond spread his wings and jumped into the stairwell. But the well was too narrow, and Bond's wings touched the walls, making him fall. Both archangels ran downstairs, passing me by and barely paying attention to me. It looks like they're chasing after Bond. My poor baby. I watched them run downstairs, and I was startled when I heard my name. I returned to my room, exhausted after the meeting with Seraph Crowley and others. This was one long and hard day. I threw myself onto the bed and spread my arms. He placed the mirror into the palm of my hand and closed my fingers. Hold this. The mirror. I took it out of my pocket and began to examine it. Why would I need it? The mirror seemed completely ordinary when suddenly a beam flashed from it and reflected into another full-length mirror. I could see Bond's reflection in it. He stood with his back towards me. Then he turned around as if he felt he was being watched. Finally. What's happening? I can communicate through this mirror. Are you the boy locked in the tower that everyone is talking about? Probably. He's so fine. I need your help, no matter who you are. What kind of help? Help me escape from the tower. Huh?
The only life I've ever known is this. These walls, these endless old brick stairs. I was born in the tower, and I've been its prisoner ever since. I wish no harm to anyone. Just to fly a little, breathe some fresh air somewhere in the mountains. Is that too much to ask? Oh, yeah, sure. Surely there's a reason for your imprisonment. Safe was worried about me, but I'd ask a day of real life over hundreds or thousands of years of being locked up. Yeah, like I said before, being locked up is no way to live. Like, he literally has been locked up his entire life there. Like, he can't stand to walk around that room anymore. Like, we don't know how many years he has been locked up in there, but it probably must be a very long time, because ever since we came to heaven, everyone has been talking about the boy in the tower. And back then, when we were training, I chose Sammy back then. We saw a silhouette watching us from a window. So, literally, he has been locked up in there his entire life. And he has been trying to escape from there so many times, and they keep on bringing him back into that room. Like, he just wants to feel a little bit of freedom. He just wants to walk outside, feel the sun, just breathe a little fresh air somewhere, like just touch a little grass. Like, I feel so bad for him. Like, he doesn't want something extraordinary. He just wants to just walk outside in the sun a little. Like, yeah. Bond fell silent and began to examine me. There was nothing vulgar about it, and he didn't even try to hide his childish curiosity. You have strong angelic energy. That's good. I take it you don't trust demons. Sifa tells me to stay away from them. I looked at him the same way he looked at me. Bond looks grown up, but behaves like a child. He couldn't gain any life wisdom being locked up in there. I want to do the right thing. I want to be a good person. Do you think Sifa's a good person? I think everyone is good until proven differently. Just like everyone is evil until proven otherwise. So, like, I would say yes at the moment. His question scared me. I opened and closed my mouth, trying to articulate an answer. Bond smiled. My fear amused him. Don't answer. I'll find the answer on my own. Someday. No, he's not a child. He's a clean slate. What's your name? Give your real name, lie. Like, what? Ugh. Give your real name. Simona. Simona. A door opened behind Bond. He hastily turned around, then whispered excitedly, I have to go. His reflection disappeared. Once again, I've got myself into a mess. Nah, you found the love of your life. Are you there? I'll contact you myself. Never ever appear like that. I may have problems because of this. Simona, who are you talking to? Fancy appeared from around the corner. His eyes were fixed on the mirror in my hands. I never feel Fancy's energy. Does he have some sort of amulet that hides it? I could use one of those. I'm talking to the mirror like in the fairy tale. I'm talking to the boy in the tower. Minus glory. That's so funny. Angel Fancy what is lost. He looked around, then stared at me, suspicious and perplexed at the same time. You are stupid if you reveal such information. Do not tell anyone else about this, do you understand me? Oh, yes. This boy is very lonely, Simona. No one should know that you are talking, otherwise you will both be in trouble. Fancy handed me the mirror back and moved along the hallway whistling. What's the matter with him? Even his voice became kinder. Yeah. It's so fucking funny, though. Like, if you mention that you talk with that guy, like everyone just loses. You lose everything. That was so funny. I lay on the bed with my arms stretched out to my sides as usual and thought about my failure. Something is terribly wrong here. I don't like what I feel. This void inside me, I lack the strength I need. But why can't I tap into it? Why? The mirror sparkled again and a beam reflected into another bigger mirror near me. Bond appeared in its reflection. Simona. Hello, you've gotten me in trouble. Don't do that anymore. I won't. Sorry. I didn't know. What's the matter with you? I got up a little and rested on my elbows. What are you talking about? You look upset. I hesitated for a moment. Today we had a lesson on hidden talents. I realized that I don't feel any power inside me. I don't feel anything at all. That's impossible. Everyone has powers. You just have to discover them. Sooner or later you'll do it. Why are you here again? I won't help you escape. I was almost kicked out already. I can't take any more risks. Find someone else. I had a dream that you escorted me out of the tower. Dreams are always for a reason. I know. Sammy said it's a rare gift. Then why is everyone around having these prophetic dreams? I was annoyed and upset, and for some reason I was taking it out on Bond. Sorry. It's fine. Who's Sammy? I turned away and closed my eyes to hold back my tears. No one. He died. Bond was silent for a while and said, Would you like me to show you in the mirror someone dear to you? Why would you do that? Let's say it's an investment in our friendship. I'm in love with you, sir. I agree. We agree. Hooray. Aww. Bond really looked happy. Who would you like to see? Not father. It'll be too painful. I'll constantly think about him again. Show me my mom. Done. Bond's image faded and a different silhouette appeared in its place. The vision disappeared. Bond reappeared in the mirror. She saw me. That's impossible, Simona. She could only feel that someone was watching her. You and your energy went there. But why are you so worried about this? What did she see in that book? Simona? What? Oh, never mind. Thanks for showing me. He has such a kind smile. Alright, so what's the plan to get you out of there? I'm not saying I agree, but let's hear it. The tower is under a spell. I can get out of it. I always get lost on the stairs. They become endless or begin to loop or something else. As a similar spell they cast on the labyrinth of Adam and Eve. I thought that it was a curse. It depends on how you look at it. And how can the spell be lifted? God, this is so weird. I don't know, but the answer should be in Hell's library. Okay, Bond knows a lot and seems to be able to do a lot. His help may come in handy. Also, he seems to be a good guy. Okay, I'll help you if you help me. Gladly, but how? Help me find my killer. What's wrong with you? Malbonte sent me a vision. Mimi sat on my bed. What was the vision? A burning tree. Does that mean something? I don't know. Why do you think it was Malbonte? I just know it. Rumors of your connection with Malbonte are growing stronger. Yes. The lesson is about to start. We better get ready. Yes. Do you confess? No. No. Sheriff Crowley, tell us what you saw. Sheriff Crowley got up and looked at Mom for a while, sternly, condemningly. And yet there was regret in his gaze. Sheriff Rebecca and Admiral Winchester took the form of school students and hid behind the veil of invisibility. Angel Fenzio and I found them half naked. What were they doing? Kissing, leading to intercourse. Sheriff Rebecca, Admiral of Winchester, are you aware that kissing is also a violation of the law, as is sexual intercourse? Yes. Yes, they're all just stunned with the situation. This is unacceptable, especially for subjects of your status. How can we expect the other angels and demons to respect the law when even the higher ranks ignore it? Furthermore, the situation is complicated by the fact that your crime has been made public. One of the demons rose. Counselor Rodent, do you have anything to say? As Satan's representative, I have been instructed to convey his request. And what would that be? Since Admiral Winchester is Satan's right hand, he asks to spare his servant and serve Rebecca and imprison them in Hell's dungeon. Your request has been heard. Archangel Gabriel turned towards the rest of the presiding angels and demons. I propose to retreat for debate. I am done. The angels outnumber the demons. Almost all those present left for deliberation. Why didn't they plead guilty when everything is so obvious? I believe they're innocent. But you saw it with your own eyes. If they say they didn't do this, then they didn't. Mimi shook her head. You're so gullible. Nah, I believe in the good in people. Mom and Admiral Winchester stood still like statues. A couple of times Winchester glanced at my mom, but she pretended not to notice. She was staring at something straight ahead. Look, Archangel Gabriel is returning with the others. They returned to the stands. We have reached a verdict. Seraph Rebecca is a prominent figure in heaven. Her knowledge, wisdom, and strength have more than once helped Sifa in his affairs. She is also among Sifa's most trusted counselors when it comes to heaven's secrets. Heaven cannot lose such a loyal subject. Therefore it has been decided Seraph Rebecca will be sentenced to 100 years of imprisonment in Hell's dungeon as punishment for her misdemeanor. Oh yeah? Oh God. They won't kill her, Simona. 100 years will pass in a blink of an eye. Literally, though. As for Admiral Winchester, the circumstances are somewhat different. His role is not as crucial, and given the recent events, Counselor Ronan jumped up, feeling something was amiss. What events are you referring to? Several prisoners escaped from Hell's prison. How can we be certain that Satan's right hand will not escape as well? What are you implying? We decided that imprisoning Admiral Winchester is unreasonable. Admiral of Winchester will be executed. I'm so done. Huh? What? How dare you? You must either execute them both or spare them, otherwise it goes against the very essence of the harmony, balance, and equality of heaven and hell. You have heard the reasoning behind the verdict. Admiral Winchester is not as important. Satan is not Sifa. He can find another secretary. Secretary? Literally. This is outrageous. If you execute Satan's admiral, hell will have no choice but to execute Seraph Rebecca. How dare you request her imprisonment in Hell's dungeon? We have no other prison. The only one is in Hell. It will not happen. Well, then we will lock Seraph Rebecca in the tower where she will await her final verdict. Admiral Winchester will await his execution there as well. Other demons also jumped up, resenting Heaven's decision. Herods! In a fit of anger, Mimi squeezed the tree branch on which we were sitting so hard that it broke. We fell down. Same girl. Damn! We awkwardly rose from the ground. Are you okay? How could they? Mimi attacked me so viciously as if I was responsible for this decision. How can they put angels above us? We're equal. Equal! It's about time for MALBONTE. In his presence, such injustice wouldn't be tolerated. Bite your tongue, Simona. Never say that again, especially in front of angels. Well, you're not an angel, girl. Yet it's true. Let's go. What are you doing here? This floating cliff is a restricted area. The counselor was returning from the trial and caught Mimi and me off guard. I'm Seraph Rebecca's daughter, and I have the right to be here. I tried to say it in a firm voice. The counselor's facial expression changed. He carefully looked at me and recoiled once he recognized me. Yes, I heard about you. Path of strong connection to MALBONTE. Let's go, bitches. You support the MALBONTE movement. What are you talking about? His ideas. That is the rumor. He came a little closer, smiling menacingly. A short while back I would have lectured you on the matter, and you would be in serious trouble. But now I understand you. I don't think I understand what you mean. He looked at me elusively with some kind of resentment and shook his head. You can go, children of MALBONTE. Let's go. Mimi held out her hand to me. Let's go. Let's go, let's leave. Let's all leave our days behind. A conflict has long been brewing between them. This needs to be fixed peacefully. Only war can fix this. You support MALBONTE's ideas. Let's go. Oh, that's so funny. Bond is in the tower. If Mom is locked up there, Bond might prove to be useful to me. I don't want to use him, but then I'll have to help him too. You're gonna fucking help him. Psst, Andy! Andy ducked to better hear what I had to say. Yeah? Cover for me. What are you up to? Just make sure no one notices I'm gone. Run, 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 run. Let's go. Let's go. I quietly walked past all the unclaimed and disappeared behind bookshelves. Now I need to find where the spellbooks are, or... Your lesson is on the other side of the room. Nah, my lesson is here, sir. Lucifer was sitting in his favorite place reading a book. Like, this guy is probably the most intelligent of all of us. You? Me. Iconic, this man. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for a spell book. No, a book on the history of witchcraft. So which one is it? Witchcraft history or spells? Witchcraft history. Go to the end of the aisle. You want the bookcase on the right, third shelf from the top. I got to the end of the aisle and stopped between two bookcases. The book I'm looking for is on the right, third shelf from the top. Myths and Legends of Heaven and Hell, Human Prejudices of Heaven and Hell, The History of Witchcraft. Got it. So what do we have here? I skimmed through almost the entire book and was about to lose hope when one phrase caught my eye. The Great Sorcerer was responsible for all the ancient spells. What Great Sorcerer? Simona. I flinched. Sifa, you scared me. The lesson is over. Are you coming? Yes, 1 second. Have you ever heard of the Great Sorcerer? Andy shrugged. Fancy you should know about him. He's fascinated with spells. I think he knows those who created them. Anyone but Fancio. Oh, Sifa, lucky me. Alright, thanks. I would have fallen to the ground if Andy hadn't helped me. We heard a loud thud coming from behind. Lucifer was holding his head with one hand and propped himself with the other. The books he dropped lay at his feet. He took his hand off his face and looked at me. You saw it too? Yes. Rumors of your connection with MALBONTE are growing stronger. Yes. Do both of you see the same thing? The demon and I looked at each other uneasily. I could swear I saw a burning tree reflected in Lucifer's eyes. Fanzio turned around and almost flinched, noticing me. What now? Stop it. Dino, I'm in love with you too. Oof. I love all the men in this game, honestly. In this story, I'm in love with all of them. They stared at each other, like a bull and a torero before the fight. In the end, Fanzio gave in. Fine, you have 5 minutes, then you will continue training. Actually, I came to talk to you, Angel Fanzio. Me? Yes, do you know anything about the Great Sorcerer? Fanzio looked at me suspiciously, then slowly mumbled. Maybe I've heard something. Why? Miscellaneous. I came across it in a book, so I became curious. Curious enough to decide to ask me about it. You're a teacher? Fancy was silent, either not knowing what to say or questioning whether or not he should tell me anything. Finally, he said, "The great sorcerer was Fidero, but no one knows where he is now and what happened to him.